We just pray for your healing, Lord. Father, I just ask you now, just forgive me when I fail you, and I just pray this in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Everyone face the flags. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jerry.
Yes, you're good. You'll be great. We'll move on to item 2, which is approval of the terms of an authorization for the mayor to execute an amended appraisal agreement with Randy Button and Associates due to realignment of North Lowry Water Project resulting in additional easements. Mike?
Yes, ma'am. So where we had to put or design the water line, some of the utilities, phone cables and stuff were in the way. And some of the construction easements are going to encroach on private property, so we will have to obtain additional easements there. And this is an amendment to his original contract.
Questions for Mike on this? Okay, we'll move on to item 3, which is approval of the terms of an authorization for the mayor to execute an agreement with LDA Emily Kelly to handle all SRF administrative work for the I&I project.
So as you guys all know, Miss Emily is our SRF guru. She does a great job. The next 3 items are relating to her and SRF. The first one is with her to manage and handle all the SRF administrative work for the upcoming I&I project.
Questions for Mike on this one? We'll move on to item 4, which is approval of the terms of an authorization for the mayor to execute with LDA Emily Kelly for administrative duties relating to the Amable Road Sewer Project with SRF.
So, again, administrative duties for SRF, but I wanted to go ahead and get Emily locked in and on board, kind of preparing for rain to see where this is going to go with the Almaville Road thing and what they're going to come back with, so we'll be prepared there.
Questions for Mike on this one? Okay, then we will move on to item 5, which is approval of the terms of an authorization for the mayor to execute an agreement with LDA Emily Kelly to handle all SRF administrative duties for the Sam Ridley Weekly Lane Water Model Project.
Again, the same situation. We still have not received the loan docs for Sam Ridley Weekly. They keep telling Emily they are ready and are going to send them, but we haven't gotten them yet. So as soon as we do, you guys will see that on the agenda and we'll be able to move forward to construction there.
Great.
Mike, is that just the intersection? How far down?
It goes from Jefferson Pike down to Weekly and a portion of Weekly to tie into where we have a bigger line on down Weekly.
Other questions for Mike on this? Okay, thanks, Mike. We'll move on to item 6, which is consideration of a resolution for the 2022 capital outlay note. Rex?
Thank you, Mayor, Council. The town has decided to upgrade its information services computer system. The cost is $682,207, and we've chosen to finance this over 3 years. The comptroller has approved for the town to finance this with Dell Financial Services, but the comptroller requires the town to pass a resolution with each issuance of debt, so we're asking you to approve this resolution.
Questions for Rex on this? Okay, we'll put that on the agenda. And item 7 is submission of public debt notice to the comptroller of the Treasury.
Mayor and Council, the comptroller requires us to fill out a form and give the details of the capital outlay note, and it's attached to the agenda summary. And once it's announced at the council meeting, we'll submit that to the Office of State and Local Government.
Questions for Rex on this? Okay. Brian, anything under other?
I do have one item, Mayor. If I could get the police chief and the fire chief to come forward, I'd like to present on behalf of the American Red Cross in honor of recognition of the town of Smyrna for the participation in the 20th anniversary of the Remembering the Badge Blood Drive. This is something that we've done every year for many years, and it's There was a record-breaking total of 5,143 units of blood collected statewide honoring the victims of 9/11. So I'd like to present this to the two chiefs. Y'all come forward.
Chief, you get to have your picture made. Yes, ma'am. We know how you love that.
Just smile.
Okay, anything else under other tonight, Brian?
No, ma'am.
Okay, item 9 is December 2021 state shared tax. Rex?
We received $678,744, and that puts us at a budget surplus for the year of $776,796. The December 2021 local option sales tax, we received $1,512,262, and this puts us at a budget surplus of $938,182.
Great. Questions for Rex on this? Thanks. Okay. Rex, anything else for your report or anything?
Yes, ma'am. I just want to inform you that tomorrow we start our first budget hearing. Mr. Mike Strange will come in tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and Brian and Todd and I sit down and we'll start the budget process.
And did you get a haircut? I noticed you had a haircut so you wouldn't pull your hair out.
Yes, ma'am.
Gotcha.
I did. And I got my hearing aids in, so, you know,
You're good to go.
life is good.
If I wore hearing aids, I'd take mine out during budget meeting.
She does it to us.
Selective. Well, we appreciate the job you all do. I know it is a long process, but when you look at the shape the town is in, it's because of the processes you all go through during the budget season, and we do appreciate that, so.
Thank
Okay.
you, and it is a team process.
I would agree. I would
Thank you.
agree. Miss Kathy, anything? Jeff Craig? Tom? Kevin? We can always count on Kevin.
Yeah, well, I do have one thing, because I've had some phone calls the last few days from some different, mainly folks, insurance agents, asking about the flood maps. We don't have them yet. They still have not been updated or finalized yet. The appeals process ended with FEMA back in August, and they said that at some point after that, we'll receive them, but we haven't received them yet, so.
Great. Thanks. Chief? Charles? We can always count on Charles, too.
Whether you want to hear it or not, Mayor.
Oh, we always
But we do
do.
have good news. Sam Ridley Widening, the final payment markings are scheduled to begin on Monday. Looks like we're going to have a good 3-day window to start those. They're finishing up the overhead signs this week at the traffic signals. You'll see those being installed. Slope grading and sod is still underway on the outside, so once we get that, we'll have substantial completion at that point, and then we'll go into some punch list items before we get into spring and start closing the project out. Lowry Street, AT&T has completed their underground utilities. Utilities Department is still installing their water line, and once they complete that, then we'll be ready to go in behind them with the street light conduit. And we're getting close to getting the survey stakeout for all the street lights, which is 32 down through that section of roadway. So all the materials on hand and ready to go once we get the survey laid out.
Great.
Washington Street, CSX said they're scheduled to start March the 22nd on the railroad gate crossings, and we're just waiting for them to give us final right-of-way easement to let the roadway project.
Great. Questions for Charles?
We're putting new band storms up at Nolan and Lowry, is that correct? I've just seen them doing foundation things.
You're right, that's Tom's project, yeah, there and up at Ken Pickleton, we're putting in new mast arms. You'll see up there that we're taking the wood poles out and putting in metal mast arms to get that one pole out of the median there.
I've had a couple of questions about the Old National Highway, Sam Ridley completion. I know we're waiting on some utilities there. You have any other updates for that?
That, yeah, they're waiting right now, the asphalt plants, that's the developer's project. We're waiting for the asphalt plants to open back up so they can finish paving and trying to work on the problem, because every time it rains, all that water comes down the roadway, since they're just in base and the water cannot get into the catch basins and the gutter. So we're working on that issue, and we've gotten our plans back reviewed by TDOT for the town's project there to rebuild the whole intersection. And we should have those back to TDOT by February, and then just wait for the construction notice to proceed to start rebuilding that intersection. And it has included drainage for that area.
Other questions? Okay,
Okay.
thank you, sir. Mr. Moss? Carl? Mr. Strange? Rex did his. Chief? Amber?
I'm all good.
How are things going? Good?
Yes,
Good.
very well. Settling in and trucking right along.
Good. Brian?
Yes, Mayor, Council, I do have a couple of things I'd like to share, that's some things that's happened since the last time we met. You may remember or may not remember, or maybe you blacked it out, but we had some significant snow episodes that caused us to change some meeting dates and those kind of things, but it also caused us to have our folks out working, and I just want to show some appreciation to the Streets Department, the police, fire, and also our dispatchers, because they handled a lot of calls from folks during that time, and they really did a nice job of keeping us safe. I got tickled. I had a couple of folks come up to me and say that they were traveling during that time coming back to Smyrna, and they were really happy when they got to Smyrna that the roads were clear. They weren't as clear in some other places out in the county and stuff, so I just wanted to show some appreciation for that. Also, during that time, I received a nice email from a lady that wanted to show some thanks to our gas department. Some of you may remember or may not remember that we did have a gas issue that affected some folks off of Rock Springs Road, going back up Waldron Road into some of those subdivisions. Just want to say thank you to the guys, and this person, the note said they just wanted to show gratitude for the staff members who were assigned to the gas outage. Everyone was patient and polite and helpful, even though I know they've been working all night long, and they literally were out there all night. And Mike and his folks. Also, we reached out to Atmos Energy, one of our sister gas companies here in the community, and they actually supplied four or five folks that got there about 10 o'clock that night and worked till about 4 in the morning with us. That problem has been resolved, and everybody's back up and running, but it was a cold night for a couple of folks out in that area, so thank you to the gas department for all their work. Also wanted to recognize the passing of Mark Atkins, your father-in-law, Connie's father. Just our condolences to your family. Today, the mayor and most of the council and a few of us had the opportunity to go out to the new 7-Eleven store on Sam Ridley Parkway for their ribbon cutting. That was quite an event. Laverne High School band and the disc jockey and all kinds of things going on out there, but it was a lot of fun. Very excited about that new facility out there providing services to our community. Couple of real quick, the town is happy to be partnering with our United Way of Rutherford County again to host a volunteer income tax assistance VITA site. They will be moving in here next Monday, and will be providing services through April the 9th. Anyone that has an income of $70,000 or less, it's an opportunity to have your taxes completed at no charge. You can call 615-830-7940 or visit www.yourlocaluw.org/VITA. They will be working on appointments only. So anybody that's interested in using those services, free services, reach out to the United Way and make those appointments. If you notice tonight in the lobby, we've got a container for souls out there, and it looks like it's pretty full right now. We'll be emptying that and continuing to do our drive for new tennis shoes for school-age children, anywhere from kindergarten through 12th grade. And they told us to remember some of those children when they get in the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, they don't wear children's shoes. Most of them wear adult shoes. So the sizes range from, not infants, but, toddlers up to full-grown adult shoes. And one of the guys that's in our class played basketball, and he said when he was in the 12th grade, he was wearing a size 14, so don't forget about him, he said. But it's a great project. This is being sponsored by the Leadership Middle Tennessee contingency, and we've got 4 sites around Smyrna. The Rutherford County is in a friendly competition with 9 other counties around Davidson County to raise shoes for our children. They are asking for new athletic tennis-type shoes, and they don't have to be name brand. They said, in fact, they preferred that we stayed with a moderate-priced shoe. Yes.
You said we have 4 locations.
We have 4 locations, one here at Town Hall, one at the First Bank on Sam Ridley Parkway, and then 2 other locations with Wilson Bank and Trust in Murfreesboro, one on Broad Street and one on Franklin Road. Okay? The last thing I have tonight is, of course, love where you live, folks. Trash continues to be an issue for our community, and littering, and, it's one of those things that I remind you, it's a conscious decision you make as an individual to litter. We have some communities like Seven Oaks that are getting behind true cleanup, and they're working at both ends of their subdivision. I really appreciate the work they're doing. But folks, please, if you've got trash in your vehicle, or if you've got a load of trash in the back of your truck, secure that. Make sure you're making it to the county dump, or wherever you're going with your trash, to the receptacles. Make sure you get there with all the trash in hand. Don't leave any on our streets, and don't throw it out the windows. Make sure you're using the receptacles at the service stations or your home and those kind of things. I know you get tired of hearing it, but our community is a beautiful community. It's not so pretty when there's litter up and down the road. So if you could make a conscious effort to help us individually, we would appreciate it. Love where you live. That's all I have, Mayor.
Great. Jeff?
The only thing I'll just add is we're about to finish up land acquisition for Jeannie Lane. We've got one that trying to avoid having to go through court, but we'll know something within the next 30 days.
Okay. Anything else?
Nothing.
Raquel?
Condolences to Mark and Connie and your family. And secondly, I'd like to tell my son Gabriel he had a birthday last week, so happy birthday to him. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Happy birthday to Gabe. HG?
Outside of the birthdays and condolences, I only have to shop local and be kind. We'll leave it at that.
Tim?
Happy birthday to Gabe. Mark, again, condolences to Connie, you, and family for the passing of her father.
Thank you.
Is that it? Jerry?
Yeah, Mark, same thing here, just certainly just thoughts and prayers for you guys, and just want to know what we're thinking about you. Mayor, that's all I got.
Steve?
Not much. Mark, this is the part of the life that sucks, is parents getting old and having to deal with roles changing. So, we've been praying for Connie and her dad for a long time, and the good thing is he's at peace now. So I'm sorry for your loss, and I'm sure you've let Connie know that we're praying for her too.
Certainly will. Thank you.
Nothing else.
Mark?
To speak to that, Connie, this was unexpected for all of us, and just to say that very appreciative of all the people that have reached out, text, sent cards, called, it's all that stuff, Facebook messages. And it's overwhelming, and it's encouraging, and it kind of lifts their spirits a little bit. Connie and her sister Kathy are the 2 children of Dow Vinson, who passed away, and her mom's been gone for several years now, so they're parentless, much like myself, and what Steve was saying. It's just another part of life, but we really, really appreciate everybody that's reached out. We felt those prayers and encouragement at the house, and thank you a lot for it. So we'll miss him. Also wanted to give condolences to the family of the Robertson County deputy, Savannah Puckett, who was brutally killed as we all know. It's been all over the press, and to the extent of how much our own police department was involved and every service we provide here in the town that may have been involved, thank you all for supporting those that were taking care of that crime, and TBI and so forth that were all involved as well, SWAT. Chief, please pass that on, that we appreciate Smyrna stepping up and helping those people out. And just remember that family. That's a harsh way to lose your life. So she was serving her community, and I assume serving it very well. Gabe, happy birthday to Gabe. What year is this for Gabe?
14.
14. He's getting on up there. So enjoyed the Lowe's Tool Rental grand opening. We did that. The 7-Eleven this morning, the Zama Park this afternoon. We've had a pretty full plate of grand openings and ribbon cuttings and so forth around town. A lot of growth taking place. So appreciate the businesses coming here. And that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
I just want to remind citizens that we will be appointing people to boards and committees at our March meeting. If you are interested in serving the town through a board or committee, all you have to do is go online at thetownofsmyrna.org, and it will give a list of all the boards and committees, the roles and responsibilities, as well as the days and time of what the commitment would be. It is a great way to get involved and be a part of the decision-making that takes place here in the town of Smyrna. I also would like to thank Lowe's for inviting us out for their tool rental. If you have not been out, it's right at the end of the building, and I think it'll be another great service for the citizens here. 7-Eleven on Sam Ridley has Slurpees ready to go. We had a lot of discussion about that today and got to go in, and it's a state-of-the-art facility. So go by and check it out and shop local, right, HG? And last but not least, on a personal note, my brother-in-law Tim Slate's birthday is tomorrow, and so I just want to wish Tim a happy birthday. Council, staff, anything else? If nothing else, we are adjourned.